The meeting to order at 5:09. Do roll call. Nick Church. Here. Heather Larson.
Here.
Alex Dickey. Absent. Woody Henderson absent, and Drew Weimer's present.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Approval of the agenda.
Make them, do you have the changes we need?
Yeah, we need to strike
Okay.
4A, 4B, and
Okay,
6A.
cool. Go ahead, Nick.
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda with striking 4A, 4B, 6A.
I'll second.
All in favor? Yes.
Yes.
Approve, amend, disapprove minutes from November 17th, 2025.
They forgot.
So Alex emailed them.
Did she?
I think so.
I think she did too, but I think they were right after the last.
Yeah,
Oh, I wasn't at the last one, so.
I'm sure. I don't have them either.
You're not. I'm not seeing them either.
Show
So
up
I'll
if
make
I.
a motion we table them.
Second.
All in favor? Yes.
Yes.
We have presentation, discussion, admin report.
1 second. All right, so you have my admin report there. Things are going really well here at school. We still have a wait list in kindergarten. We've got some families that are interested, but we haven't had the paperwork sent in yet. So we've had a couple of people stop by and ask if we have space, and we've told them the classes that we do have space in. So we're just waiting for paperwork to come in. The other big thing is we're working with Public Charter Schools New Mexico to create a universal lottery date for all of the Taos schools that are in the Taos County area. So that would be the ones that are in Taos, Roots and Wings, and ourselves. The reason that we're doing that is we're starting that push for positive promotion using the 6-string marketing. And so we wanted to make sure that we were in line. So we'll do a big charter school day in Taos in April. And then we'll have our lottery dates open February 2nd to March 31st, with the pool scheduled for April 7th. I'm sorry, and I think I got that date wrong. I think it's late March that we do our charter
So the people, the returning
celebration.
students.
Yeah. Yes. Returning students always have first choice. Siblings are our second lottery, and then individuals are our last lottery. And then we're finishing up our mid-year testing. And so I'll have that data for you next time. But I can tell you, celebration wise, the kids are doing great in reading. Like there was a lot of growth in reading from beginning of the year to mid-year. So I'm hoping to see that in math too. But very good stuff happening. And then this was Miss Pulse. Just information to update the council so she wouldn't have to come in tonight. And so stand for questions if you have any.
I don't have any questions.
Believe we have any public comments? We've got 4C, discussion and potential action to vote to accept LOR Foundation grant in the amount of $9,613.
Yes. So, I'm
You have
sorry.
something?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, it's gonna be for professional development, and we wanted to provide some classes for our parents on Love and Logic. And so we've scheduled a trainer to come in, and we'll do an evening of training for our parents, give them a little bit of dinner or some kind of snacks or something, and then let them kind of have an idea of how their kids are guided through choices that they might make that aren't in the best interest of themselves and their classmates. It'll just help parents.
I'll make a motion to approve the grant from LOR Foundation.
All in favor?
Yes.
We've got discussion on potential action to vote to accept the safe school plan for school year 26 through 31.
It's a really long document. I sent it to you. I was helped with it with Paul Aguilar. He also helped me with the previous one that was 21 to 26, or whatever that year span was. He and I worked, and we used the assurances to make sure that everything was checked off. We've submitted it, but there's still will they kick it back to us? But part of the submission is getting an approval. So,
Make a motion to approve the safe school plan for the school 26 to 30. Is it 31 or 28?
31.
I'll second.
All in favor? Yes.
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 Hey.
Then we've got 4E, discussion and potential action to vote to accept the restraint and seclusion policy.
So are you there? Okay, there she is. Okay, that's Anissa. I also I didn't actually work on this with Paul Aguilar. Paul Aguilar worked on this for me because it was part of the Safe Schools plan. You had to have it. I sent it on over to Dan for him to give it a look over, and he said, yes, go ahead. It's appropriate.
I'll make a motion to accept the school policy on physical restraint exclusion.
All in favor? Yes.
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 No old business, and then looks like under 7B for the next meeting, we're gonna do January 19th online. Everyone's good with that, so just need to move it since it's on. Okay. You okay with it online?
Yeah.
Okay.
Did we have anything on the building?
That's coming.
That's
up.
coming up
Oh,
on the
Yeah, we
next
just
one.
break up.
Oh,
We'll adjourn at 5:17.
Okay.
Do you want to stop it?
Hi, Anissa.
Or pause it, doesn't matter. Oh, I'm going the other way.
This way.
Pause button up top.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Call meeting to order it. That's the work session to order at 5:20. Roll call. McChurch here. Alex Jicke.
Here.
Heather Larson. Myself present. Whitney Henderson is absent. Okay. Like, need a motion to approve the agenda.
I will make the motion to approve the agenda.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
yes. Or read.
That's, we don't have to talk about that. Well, no, we don't need to do it.
Hi, Katie.
No, other than just.
Having a special meeting.
I'll collect that. Okay, I'm done. Thanks.
Okay.
So Anissa and Alex, I'll just start. I took a look at the capital outlay and I kind of wanted to just give you an idea of where we sit. We currently sit at just over $1 million, $1,054,024.62. So kind of trying to figure out what we can do with that. We also have some SB9, about 80,000 as of right now, but we have about 37,000 that is already accounted for. But I did just get another check today for 30,000 for SB9, and then I know that it got approved for SB9 in our last election. So that would mean that we'll have a little bit more. So that's the money update.
Great. Usually we like.
Yes.
Yes.
That's good.
Okay. Good.
Okay. Thank you. All right, Anissa.
Okay, I could not hear anything Alex said.
She said she was going to back out the cost and the taxes, and that the proposal that she sent over to you kind of has that, whatever the max is, not the max, but the max.
Maximum allowable cost.
Right. So she'll refine her numbers a little bit. And then that what I've done with her numbers is put them into CES as a design build. So what we've done at Anansi is work hand in hand together. As she's designing, I'm cost estimating, or I'm getting as built, or I'm helping her, and it's refined and open to the whole team as we go. That's the special link we've been able to do really well.
So it
as
seems
an
like
option.
you're to stay on track that way because y'all are communicating from the beginning. Like it's not a design
Exactly.
board. She's going to be looking at what the design is and talking with you about the cost and what that would look like for us.
Exactly. And then I'm able to get subcontractors on board at 50%, share with the team. All right, here's what the subcontractors are coming in at. And it's much more accurate early in the process. Instead of we pull a full design together, we put it out to bid, we don't know where we're at. It also allows us to be a little bit more creative when she knows what she's working with.
Questions? So, Anissa, I talked to Paul this last week over at CES. He's our guy. One of my concerns
Mhm.
as the director of the school is that new wage determination, whatever, that now comes back on the school instead of on CES. Is that something that
Mhm.
you will be able to help me with to make sure that my ducks are all in a row and
Yeah.
we are
Yep.
okay? Because I am concerned
It's
about
very easy.
okay,
Don't be concerned about that. We just make sure you have an account and you know what your password is. And then I will walk you through requesting the rates for your project. That's all you have to do.
okay. And then you did your JOC general construction. You sent that over, and I sent it to the council. Can you just? And I'm sorry, I did not read it carefully. I did a skim.
Sure.
Can you just kind of talk us through that real quick, like a summary, an AI summary, if you will?
Absolutely. This is a very standard JOC form that CES wants to see, and then they review it. There's standard markups. There's also standard discounts that get added in for you being a CES member.
Okay.
It's very typical. We put our contract number on the top, and it goes through the process.
Okay. All right. So here's my question, and I know you're going to knock it out of the park. We've had 2 builds. Well,
Mhm.
3, but I wasn't involved in the first one. I was a teacher. The
Mhm.
next, and then this last one, we had just a really hard time with our construction company. I believe
Mhm.
with Alex, her understanding Northern New Mexico and what
Mhm.
our fall looks like and our snow load and all of that is going to be helpful. But responsive wise, they weren't very responsive. It was very much yes, 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 yes. And then at the end, it was no, no, no. It wasn't it was good old boy kind of things. And so really want to get away.
Mhm.
And then we ended up with a change order that was over $100,000 that we didn't know about until the very end. So I'm
Mhm.
assuming change orders come as they come up, and are they do we as the building committee direct the change order, or does the construction company, or does it depend?
No. Change orders are generated in a couple different ways, right? A change order can be generated from the owner if they're requesting something additional. Hey, I got some new money. I want to do some additional casework. Then you call the architect. The architect generates a form. We start pricing it. That's one way. Another way is we demo a wall. We find something we didn't expect. It's a field generated change order, right?
Okay.
Those are really the typical kind. That's about it. There
Okay.
shouldn't be any surprises. What I've done, if there's small change orders, $500, $600 one, they just get washed away. If they're significant, 3,000, we can keep a log, add and subtract, because there's also deductive change orders that happen too, right?
Yeah.
But the goal is 0 change orders. That's the ultimate goal. So that's
Okay.
why we work hand in hand together all along the way. The other piece to this, which you had talked about before, is you weren't getting real good information about what was being installed.
Yes, ma'am.
So there is a submittal process. We do the submittal process. We work with Alex. All right, Alex, this is what you were thinking. This is kind of what you specified. What is this what you want? All that happens up front before.
Yeah, so also, and I hope you can hear me, we're turning towards you and about to go through the canyon again, and we're just a little behind schedule. I'm sorry for that, but what we do to work to have minimal change orders. I will say change orders is part of the construction process generally, but we pride ourselves on holding, like I think with a Nazi, when I worked with Anissa originally we had like less than 2% in change orders, and it was like some of them were owner directed and some of them were just a conflict between like a structural beam and a ductwork that just, you know, just happened and we worked around it. But, working with Anissa, she and I were very good at like, well, we can drop this away and put this in, you know, like, okay, you don't like, and it's something we can talk to the owner about, like, okay, here's a way to have zero cost change order, but it's basically not doing something else in order to pay for that. For instance, we do a lot of very clear specifications in the design side of everything. So I've barely seen some of the drawings that you all had from the past, but I definitely did not see the specification book.
Oh,
Papers of very clear specs. Denise's actually
lost her.
and it's very specific, and that's how she generates an accurate estimate. And so I'd say that that's the way that we avoid these change orders, and then we hold to the submittal process. So we told her that, you know, we want this type of door, it's fire rated for this. She sends us back here, you know, within your brands that you said, this is one of the brands that you said, and this is how it meets the requirements, and we say yes or no. And usually, and then there's sometimes in that process when the owner needs to get involved, just to choose a color or something, and usually what we have is weekly construction meetings with the contractor and the owner. That's another way that we are kind of clear with the communication, I guess, is how I would answer that question as well. And then within that, we have meeting minutes and then binders of the submittal documents, so that the process is very clearly defined, and then we follow the process, and then we hold each other to the standards. You know, Anissa's gonna be like, that you didn't specify that, so if you want something that's more, then you know, then this is what it'll cost, for instance. But you know, so it's fair for everybody, I guess, is how I would answer that, rather than to the owner and then the owner suddenly has a final change order.
Thank
So-
you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Any other questions?
Oh.
So, Anissa and Dan, we're just gonna wait for Alex to get here. She says she's about in the canyon, so that's a few minutes away, probably 10 minutes. I know she has some plans she wants to share with the board that are just kind of some ideas. And then right after that, we'll just go to a special meeting and make the vote for the moving forward. Do you have
Sounds
time?
good.
You have time to do
Yeah.
that?
Absolutely. I'm here at my job site in my job trailer.
Looks like you
It's my Airstream. That's what we do. So I'll just hang out.
Okay. Thank you. I'm gonna go ahead and pause then. All right, Alex, you've got the floor.
Yeah. So what I have is your FMP, which you're familiar with, and those have the sketches in there. But I wanted to bring the documents. These are the documents this is a half-size set of what Anissa and I worked on to do the first project that we worked together on, which was the Anansi Charter School. And this is her actual red lines, which are required to come back to the architect and the owner at the end of the job. You can see she takes really good notes. And so, you know, we documented everything through this set. So this is an example of our work, and then how she is documenting all the changes that are happening and decisions that we make. You know, these are the addendums that we issued, which are part of the contract, and she has very clear notes in them. So that's an example of kind of how we work together. You know, again, this is a half-size set, so you can actually read them when we have them all designed out, but you can see this is the way we generate our drawings, very specific on the floor plan. This was existing, and then this is the addition. And she's got her red lines in there. Reflect the ceiling plan. So that's identifying where everything's located in the ceiling and the finishes on the materials there. Some, this was an architectural sketch, so she puts that in her drawing. This is something we issued, but so really clear about how to document things. This is a change order, or a change in our RFI. She asked a question. We sent back a drawing. So that's how we document that. And she's like, RFI number 15, So it's just kind of an example of how that kind of process works. Here's what we did for the bathrooms. We were showing the design, the colors. She decided. So this was even when we were locating where the owner mounted, like owner furnished objects were, like, so where we're gonna put bulletin boards, where we're gonna, and we were clarifying with her because it was a little later in the process where the owner finally decided to do that. Where do you want blocking for these things?
We would be able to do that with you.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And then would
So,
I'm sorry.
yeah, so that would help, define like the type of construction on each wall, or? what's
It's
that
more
do?
like kind of blocking and then knowing how to
Blocking,
coordinate
exactly.
the electrical engineering
Like,
and
what
that
plugs
kind of
you-
stuff.
Okay.
Like a lot of things have even changed since when we did this, where it's all whiteboards that are smart boards. And
Sure.
so there's definitely different ways that schools work. Different schools have different methods. And so some of them want to move the actual board and reuse it. Some of them want to mount it to the wall
Right.
and they want them centered, and and so we like to have a good discussion with your IT people and coordinate all that. We try to get as much designed up front as possible, and probably our electrical engineer actually identified where some of these items were, like if it is a smart board, because we wanted to make sure we had the data and the power in the right location. And so we just and it's all different owners have different needs. So sometimes you want all the outlets up high, sometimes you want them all really low, that kind of stuff. So yeah. So this is an example of ASK. So that's the 11th architectural sketch that we issued. And so she's got that in her set here that she then came back to us. The owner also got. So again, this is showing backing because what we're doing is putting like a bunch of reused countertops along the wall for data for computer stations, and we wanted to make sure we nailed where the brackets were. We identified where the brackets. So that's an example of that. These are all our ASKs again. It's clarification of things. This is an ASI. This has been a while. Oh yeah, this is all these are the bulletin. This then correlates back to that floor plan that shows that. Here's just some of the examples, details that we do, and then she had asked for we changed some things in our addendum. So with this project, we had gone out to bid, and then she was the bidder that won the bid, and there's a lot of clarification in that process with addendum. So there's the actual drawings that are issued, and then there are addendums that kind of follow up sometimes if there are questions from the contractor. It's a little different in this CES process because we're on the same team to start with, but the addendum is essentially referenced within the contract documents, and it's binding as well. And so the architect issues that, and the contractor is responsible to accept the addendum, and that's incorporated into the contract. This is a freestanding building. This is a frame construction. We did do ICF, insulated concrete form for portion of the project because we bermed the back of it for some aesthetic reasons, thermal reasons, and also because it's adjacent to it's in a residential neighborhood, and so we were trying to minimize the elevation. I would suspect we'll probably do a frame construction here, just because freestanding here, but you know, these are the types of details that we're looking at. Like, this is a Pueblo style portion of the building, and how does the canale work? We had catch water on this project. We've subsequently kind of modified some of that, but you know, here's an example of how the drain inlet,
Yeah.
for instance, drainage.
Yeah.
How it comes in.
Water management.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
really big one. So that's,
Yeah.
and that's what we're learning a lot about in northern New Mexico.
Yeah.
You know, we had this schematic on the catchwater system. And then details for the windows. In this case, it's a Pueblo style building that had some kind of exposed interior header and things like that. I don't know that we'll get into that, but
Yeah.
it shows the detail. This is the door and window schedule, so that's all defined, sizes, the types. You know, we walked through that with you. Do you want doors that have one little one little narrow window so you can see it? Do you want no visibility? You know, there's a lot of things that have changed because of all the unfortunate things that are happening in the schools. Some of the ways that other schools are solving it is with the 3M product on the glass. That may be just what you're doing, you know, so that, you know, we talk you through those kinds of decisions.
Okay.
And also, like, if you have something that's working, I like to specify that, because then you don't have to learn about something new. Like, it's like, all my doors are blue metal on one side and wood on the other, and this is how we clean them, you know, for instance. So then that's, you know, that's that level of detail. That's a door detail. This is finished schedule. So we do it by room, and then we do it by product, and then that's what relates. I couldn't find because this is a little bit older. This is an example of our project manual that goes along with the drawings, and so this was, you know, there's the general requirements in the front, and this all relates to kind of like actual contract stuff and procedures. So it very clearly defines how we move forward with the RFI, an ASI, like who initiates the information. It defines that and how to do it, and then it also has in here, like, let me see if I have the here's this substitution request. So if Anissa says, hey, I can get this other product and it's better, then we say, how is it better? And here's the product, here's the sheet that you fill out that tells us how and why, and then it's up to us and the owner to decide whether or not it makes sense, because oftentimes with other projects, it's not better. You know, it's usually better for the contractor, but that's not true for Anissa. This defines, like, project closeout, how the process happens, and then what documents you get. So it defines that you will get these. You know, it's like a lot of levels of contract, I guess, is kind of what this is doing. And then when it gets to the back here, it's all the finishes. So in here, this is the vinyl composite tile. It's like this. This is the brand. This is the, you know. For instance, and so that's what this then correlates to this. For instance, and every piece of the drawings, this is, you know, finishes. This is an easy way. If you see VCT1, it'll say VCT. You know, in here it's like we defined it as, for instance, acoustical ceilings, VCT. You know, like who the brands are and where it's referenced. And then this is the detail for each material and how it's submittals. This is what's required. The contractor provides to the architect. And in here, it's like, give me your standard samples and options for colors. And then the school gets to choose for that. And then closeout submittals is like, how do you clean these? You know, I mean, you know, what's the word?
Okay.
So that's an example, you know, of how this book comes with these drawings.
So just an example, and our build that we just had,
Yeah.
I need a new light, and I can't get anybody from that company to tell me what the light is. So this would, I could go here
Well, yes.
and find what the light
you
is
would
and
go-
order it.
Like, here's an example. This is the architectural set. This is typical for us, the amount of architectural drawings in this structural set.
Uh-huh.
So we get into this structure back here and then we'll get into the mechanical and the electrical.
Okay.
And yes, the electrical, so let's see if we got electrical back here is
All blueprints.
Yeah.
all of it. So this is
Yeah.
all structural, this is plumbing. So this will have the actual plumbing fixtures listed.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see where the.
Are we in the facility? that
No,
you built?
no. This one's okay, but it's the newer part of the building, and they used these LED lights that are all light and fixture together, and it's a 12 by 12. I mean, it's a big, or 24 by, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's big, and I pull it down to change it, and it's all in one. And I've been trying for 6 months with the other builder to just please send me the information so I can order it. And so, no.
So
Kim, the other thing, first of all, Alex, that's so amazing that you still have that. That's because that was a while ago. That's super cool. The other thing, Kim, we do now, because that's been a while, we've added to that. All of this goes on Procore. So you
Okay.
have access, you log in and you'll see pictures daily. You'll see the submittals. You just click a button and you can find all that. At the end of the job, you get a binder with O&M manuals that will help you. You flip right to that section. The latest thing we've been doing, which has been super fun, we're just learning this, but we've got Polycam, which you might be, a lot of realtors use it, which is a 3D scanning. So every week, at the end of the week, we 3D scan our projects. And to me, I'm thinking on as a school, which we'll be doing with Anansi over there. How cool would that be your children get to see a 3D scan as it goes along? I mean, there's just so much potential now. It makes it fun.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
yeah, like this is an example of the electrical plan and then the actual fixture schedule.
Okay.
And then when the submittals, you really literally get all the pictures of all the different sizes and the specs and everything. And then, and like Anissa says, we end up giving a binder in the end also that is essentially, well, the contractor does by category, because you can see how they're specified in categories here. Each thing that pertains to each aspect of the building. So you
That's
end
great.
up having, hopefully it's complete and you
Mhm.
have what everything was actually installed.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's nice.
That's just like a way to explain everything, but that's an example of kind of how we like to do our projects.
Very detailed.
Yeah, that's
great.
That's amazing.
Helpful, thorough.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anissa,
Our current office is in Aurora, safe. Office of 4, the business. We're not going anywhere.
They've worked with on our master plans, our facility master plans the last couple of.
Name a charter school in North, that we've probably worked on. Institutional architecture is about half of our business. The other half, we do a lot of work with Taos County. We do a lot of work with the town of Taos. Then we do high-end residential all over the place. Cool. Okay.
Anissa, do you want to add anything before we close this work session up?
Well, it just looks super exciting project, and I would absolutely love to be involved.
nice. Anissa, I don't know, Anissa's actually a licensed architect. So
I love Alex, and I respect her completely.
helps because she does really beautiful drawings.
That's lovely.
I agree.
Yeah.
That's what Alex is saying.
Anissa, where
Say that again.
are you headquartered?
Where am I based?
Yes.
In Albuquerque. I'm
Okay.
literally right now on a job site in Lovington. What we do is I have 5 Airstreams, and we just move our Airstreams. The crew comes along, everybody's on site, just one big happy family.
Cool. Good to know. Thank you.
We could do adjourn.
Yeah,
We'll adjourn at 6:08.
It's good stuff.
Okay, and I guess we can jump right in.
But also an on-site.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right.
That's very nice.
So we'll jump into the special meeting. We'll call the meeting to order at 6:08. Then we'll do roll call. Nick Church.
Here.
Heather Larson.
Here.
Alex Jicke. Myself present, and Courtney Henderson is absent. Need a motion to approve the agenda.
Make a motion for the agenda.
All in favor?
I,
And then we've got discussion and potential action to vote to accept to begin process with CES JOC General Construction 2023-05 R1238 ALL with Anissa Construction.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor? Yeah.
I,
Yes.
And then we're good to adjourn at 6:09.
Very short meeting.
So we can pause recording.
Thank you.
thank you.